Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Gul Knowledge Hub. Welcome my YouTube family to your own channel, which is Gul Knowledge Hub. Today's topic is to reveal the secret number 3. You have already learned 2 powerful secrets to master English language, to have powerful skills of speaking English language, and to overcome all the problems relating to your English, because it's the set of systems, these rules which I am going to share and I have shared. These are set of systems, and if you really are interested to get proficiency in English language and to overcome all the problems relating to English language, where do you find stuck yourself and where you find that you don't have the exact words to express your ideas, do visit those powerful rules, because those rules are connected with this video. And in this way, I hope that you will be enjoying learning English language and you will not get bored. So what is secret number 3? Secret number 3 is, dear audience, is learn deeply. Learn deeply. Here's the idea of deep and shallow water. What is shallow water? Just think of the ocean. Shallow water is just like this, the surface water. And what is deep water or wide water? It's the deep, just like ocean, very deep and deep and deep. So you have to assimilate the deep ocean with your deep learning. What do I mean by it? I mean by it that you have to learn English language in the deep learning. I would quote the example or the quote of Tony Robbins, who says that repetition is the mother of all skill. It means that if you want to get proficiency, or if you want to be skillful at something, if you want to be great at something, you have to do it repeatedly. You have to do it repeatedly, so many times, so that it becomes a habit. It becomes automatic. You don't have to revise it again. This is the power of learn deeply. And now, sorry or unfortunately, what happens in the traditional normal English classes? What is the methodology of our schools in which English is taught as a subject? Problem lies in the way of learning English language. We have to change the way of learning English language so that we can get the required results. Just change the way of learning or viewing English language, and you will get the maximum results, and you will reap the maximum results, and you will be a proficient English learner. So what is the problem with traditional learning, or what is the problem with traditional way of learning language in English schools, in normal English classes? In normal English schools, in normal English classes, what happens that there's a lot of pressure upon the teacher to finish the textbook every year. This year you have finished one textbook, and you are supposed to finish the next textbook, the book 2, in the next year, and it would be very terrible if you don't finish the textbook. It seems that you are in a race and you have just to finish textbook after textbook. This is the methodology, and you are learning grammar. Every week you are learning more and more grammar. Every week you are memorizing a huge list of words, a huge list of vocabulary, and you are stuffing your mind with the textbook. You are stuffing your mind with all the grammar rules. This week you are learning past tense, next week you are learning future tense, and next week you are learning just possessives. Just the game is going on without any stop, without any pause. You are learning at a rapid pace. You are learning very fast. This happens in English, normal English schools. This happens in all English classes. And this is the wrong methodology. This is the wrong way of teaching English language. That's why all the problems occur in our language. That's why we get behind, we get failure. For example, you can memorize past tense for your test. Maybe you get a higher grade in your test, but after a short time, what happens? You forget the past tense, because you have learned the past tense for a short span of time. For your test, you haven't mastered it. You haven't learned it deeply. Maybe you remember the basic idea of past tense. I don't say that you don't know the past tense, but tell me, dear audience, why it doesn't happen to you automatically. Why the non-native English speakers make a lot of mistakes in grammar, a lot of mistakes in their speaking English language. Why they can't be automatic, why they can't be so complete or so automatic, effortless in their speaking English language. Why they make tremendous mistakes. The problem lies with our system of learning English language, because you are not learning it completely, you are not learning it deeply. And what is the meaning of learning deeply? Instead of, now the race is opposite. Instead of hurrying up to finish the textbook, instead of going faster, instead of participating in the race to just complete the course, to just complete the grammar, and to just add new words or new vocabulary into your mind, you have to slow down the speed of your learning language. Yes, you have to slow down. Take the small amount of material, revise, repeat it again and again for 2 weeks. For example, if you have learned past tense, what should you have to do in order to master it, in order to be automatic in speaking English language, is that you have to master, you have to revise, you have to repeat past tense at least for 2 weeks. And how can you repeat it? Not by textbook, not by boring grammar books. Believe me, dear audience, not by boring grammar books. Write it in your diary that you don't have to revise only the rules, how the past tense is structured. What is the formula to structure past tense? What are the basic ingredients to formulate past tense? No, not at all, dear audience. In this way, you can get only the rules, you can get only the structure of past tense, but past tense is not entered deeply into your mind, and you will be stuck. You will be stuck, and you will be translating process from your mother language to the English language. If you want to stop this translation at this point, if you want to be fluent in English language, if you want to overcome all the problems of English language, you have to apply this formula of learning deeply in your own life. So how can you repeat it? So that it cannot be boring, it cannot be a tiresome task for you. You can revise it through audios. For example, today you are listening the audio of past tense in the form of story. Other day you are repeating the past tense in the form of some amazing travelogue. Next day you can revise the past tense in the form of some news. In this way, you are revising the past tense, you are repeating the past tense, but the situation is different, the context is different. Here erupts the idea that you have to work on your quality of learning English language, not the quantity of English language. You have to slow down your process of English language so that you can master it. Just imagine how a native speaker becomes fluent in English language. how he gets proficiency in English language. Just by repeating. He has repeatedly listened the past and the present tense in his own home hundreds of times, thousands of times, in so many times that it becomes his automatic habit to articulate past tense in the correct form. And what happens to our school students, what happens to our college students, what happens to our online English classes, what happens to our English courses? There's a rush of completing the text, completing the course in just 3 months, in just 4 weeks, in just 100 days. You are in the race, just finish this race and have rationality. Why do you have a lot of problems of English language? Why after learning so many years after years, you are not proficient in English language? Your English is so weak, your grammar is so weak, you don't find the exact words. If words are there, you can't utilize them in the correct situation. Why it happens? Tell me in the comment section, because this question is so basic, this question is so important, and we have to solve this problem at the priority base. If you are really dedicated, if you are really sincere, change your way of learning English language. Don't rush, dear students, don't rush, dear audience. You have to change your way. Change your way of learning once and you will get the maximum results. And unfortunately, this formula of learning English language is not applied. We are just finishing textbook after textbook. We are just finishing the rules after rules, grammar rules. We are just adding up huge hundreds of vocabulary words. But then what happens? We forget all of them. And if we remember some of them, we don't remember how to use those words in the actual situation, in the right context. I am emphasizing in every video on the right context. We are using the words in the wrong context. We make a lot of mistakes. We are in the habit of translation. Why all these problems are in the fate of English learners? Because we are following the same old traditional methodology of learning English language. It's time to break the shackles and go faster. Change your methodology, change your way of learning, and then you will say that Gul Knowledge Hub is saying right. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.